Hello, everyone, once again. Now, listen at this. This is actually an assignment that I am late for doing a presentation. And one of my assignments, and I may be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm going to get slapped on my hand from Uniconversity, and I may be saying that part wrong too, and she's going to slap me on my hand again with Iny. So one of our assignments today was, I'm thinking mine was to talk about finding yourself. I I'm thinking she will definitely let me know if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But the challenge was facing your fear. And so my fear, one of my fears that I had to challenge, had to face was I can't say just coming on live, but procrastination. Well, that's not a fear, but I will procrastinate. Procrastinate. I'll have all the right intentions. I'll make all the preparation. I'm always in preparation mode. But then when it's time to do it, I don't know what happened. I'll find out, I'll start preparing for something else. And then in that time frame that I'm actually supposed to be doing what I prepared for is gone. So then I'm like, oh, well, I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just put it off. So the university that she have, Iny, she told me how to pronounce it, Iny Martin William, we know as Christiane, but the university that she have is it's something creative that God gave her, and is uniquely finding your own self. And I may be saying that part wrong too, because I've been in and out, and like I said, my thing was procrastination. But I was going to procrastinate with this coming on. I was supposed to be on for 7 o'clock. I got busy doing other things. I came home late, and I just got busy. I have homework. I know I'm in two. Well, the other one didn't start yet, but I'll be in 2 universities again. What is wrong with me? So I started catching up on my homework, and I look at the clock. I said, oh, it's 6:55, and I knew I had to get online for 7 o'clock. And I was like, well, no, I'm just going to send her a text and let her know I just got home. I'm backed up in this. I'm backed up in that. And hopefully, she'll be like, well, that's okay. We'll go. You see, she's always on me. She know me. And one thing about it, I'm learning, not learning, but what I'm stepping up to is being accountable. Accountable. So look what the Lord did to let me know that no, Roxanne, no more procrastination. Well, I said, I'm not prepared. I'm always preparing. People that procrastinate, they have the best excuses. And I know I do. I will have the best excuses, and just so that you could give me some leeway and be like, well, okay, all right, Roxanne, because they'll be really, really good. But the thing would never get, I'm not saying it's never going to get done, but there may be a fear, something that I'm afraid of at that moment. So I was going to do that. I put off exercise, and I put off a lot of things. My business, I have a natural oil business that God blessed me with a couple of years ago. I have all the essential oils. I have all the shea butters, the cocoa butters, the olive oils, all the natural ingredients, the bottles. I purchased the bottles, the labels, the packaging, put it up. I put it up in one beauty store. I got it at our church bookstore, and just wasn't really promoting it. Just kind of like procrastinating, sitting back. Jewelry from Africa. I'll be seeing the nice little stuff I'll be wearing. I have all of that just sitting there, procrastinating. Then I'm sitting around, I don't have no money, or I don't spend this on this and all. And it's like, Roxanne, work with what you have, right? So my assignment, and I hope that I am right, was to come on to talk about finding yourself, right? Lord have mercy. Now, I think that she'll give me a passing whatever, because I'm on and I'm facing a fear. But I just want to probably be on for about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna try not to be long. Finding your true self, finding your authentic self. Now, first of all, for somebody to get on and talking about finding yourself, something had to happen with that person. And not only happened with that person, but they came out of it, or now they have the solution. They have the answer to what they're coming back and talking about. That's why I always say, and I'm glad about it, I'm not ashamed of my testimony. I'm not even afraid of trials and tribulations that come my way, or setbacks, or when I see that I'm being set up, when I see that I'm being lied on, or weapons are forming. The Bible said they will form, but guess what? They sure enough won't prosper. The Bible will not lie. It will form. And what happened, we put our eyes on the formation of the weapon. And then our emotions start taking over. And then all kind of thoughts in our minds begin to happen on how we can prevent it, how we can stop it. And especially if it's against your name, like it was against my name. You know, if it's against your name and you know you're a woman or a man of integrity, you have moral ethics, you're living a life that's pleasing unto God, you're trying to walk the straight and narrow. No, you're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And you know why I say no one is perfect? Because we're still in this sinful fleshly body. You know, we in this sinful fleshly body. So no matter how much you want to do right, no matter how much your intentions are right, we're going to mess up some type of way. But the thing is, it's not a goal. You don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to do this wrong. Oh, I'm going to do what I'm not supposed to be doing. No, I intend to do right, but sometimes I may slip. That's human. And then that keep you from being self-righteous. It keep you from being prideful. It keep you from being judgmental. I went through all of that. I was very Pharisaic at one time when I first began a seminary. Let me jump back to what I'm really supposed to be talking about. So to find your authentic self, this is what I love about trials. And I was saying trials and tribulation. This is not script. I always feel like I got, well, no, not no paper, but I like to prepare. This is not script. I'm just going to flow straight off my head. That must be my fear, because I sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like a computer. I'll say one word, and that one word will open up a whole library, right? Because I'm very analytical. I like to dissect stuff. But trials and tribulations. Okay, so this is my growth area. Trials and tribulation. Now, the thing is, God will allow. God, when it's time for you to grow, or if something is stunting your growth, if something is preventing you from becoming your authentic self, and God knows, he knows, especially when he have a calling. And I'm not just talking about calling as far as being in the fivefold ministry. You may be called to the marketplace. You may be called to, to be a governor, the councilman, a representative in the political realm. So when there's a calling, when there's an assignment on your life, God wants you to first be in tune with who you are, because you cannot present something to the people, or you cannot present yourself to the people and tell them this is who you are, this is what you represent, and you don't even know yourself. You don't know your own self. So God will allow certain situations to come into your life, not for their benefits. Oh yeah, it's gonna look like they're having a good time and their weapon form is prospering. No, God wants you to stop. And I always say, give yourself a heart check. Give yourself a self check. You have to stop and you have to say, okay, God, get your eyes off of that person, because first of all, I know your hand is up on me. I know my intentions. And sometimes we don't know our heart. The Bible says our heart is wicked. It is deceitful. So if our own heart is deceitful, it would deceive us sometimes. We can talk ourselves into believing a lie, and with good intentions. I'll believe that I'm 121 pounds. I can talk myself into believing it, but I get on that scale. The scale going to tell me the truth. But in my heart, I'm like, there's something wrong with that scale. That's minor, but that may be something big. People crazy like that sometimes. Okay, I don't know which way it's going. It's getting in my eye. But you have to, God would allow trials, some things, a setup. He'll allow, I'm just going to use this one example, this one illustration. Let's say about rejection. Ooh, I like that one. And if that is your fear, first of all, you're going to face it. If you cannot stand being rejected, you have to get to the root of the problem. Why I cannot be rejected? Why do I feel abandoned? Why I almost get an anxiety attack when I'm not received, when I'm not accepted, and I know I'm a good person. I'm saying but I'm speaking like for you. If you're questioning yourself and you're asking, I'm not a bad person, I don't mean nobody no harm. I'm not perfect, but they don't want to receive me. Listen, they don't want to receive me. They don't, they always questioning my motive. But the ones that really have the bad motives, the ones that's really sowing discord among the brethren, the ones that's really getting up in politics, they're saying one thing, but the people that's even on their campaign board know that they're not going to do what they said they're going to do. They don't have no conviction. They don't question them, but they question the ones with the pure motive, And so what happened? You try now at this point because you don't want to be rejected. You can't stand being by yourself because something, and it always go back to childhood. There is a mark. Something happened that stumped you right there. You got stuck. You could not move forward. Either it was in your childhood, it was either a bad marriage, it was a bad breakup, and that thing devastated you so much in your psyche. You could not move forward. You was not able because you did not get the answers to the unsolved problem. They didn't even come when they left you. And it don't have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. It could be just a regular friendship with two ladies, you grew up together, and then all of a sudden, they just decide they don't want to be your friend no more. No excuse, no nothing. They just don't want, and just coldly walked away, and then look like everybody at that moment just like didn't want to have nothing to do with you, and they never told you anything, and you're just trying to figure out, well, what I did. You're running behind them, but then at this point, you like, you know what? I'm just gonna act like it did. You kind of like what is components? I think it says like components, like men do sometimes. Instead of dealing with it, they're going to like little I hope I'm saying that word right, components. They'll find some little box or whatever, put their little feelings there, and then just keep on going, because now what? I'm in survival mode. Survival mode meaning mentally. I'm not going to let that destroy who I am. I'm not going to let that stop me, but you never dealt with it, right? So that's a spirit. So now you feel you got the rejection there. You're not understood. You didn't get to understand it. So now you got the spirit of not being understood. So you find yourself going through life when you're talking and you're trying to, like people look at like, what are you saying? It's like, nobody don't understand. I try to talk and they just not understanding, not knowing that that seed took root inside of you that you never dealt with, right? So now you're feeling misunderstood. So now you get to a place when you want to open up and start talking. You say, well, you know what? You start making excuses. I have a hard time explaining myself, or I'm worried. I can never. No, that's a spirit. So now you get to a point, now he comes out, the isolation. You feel like, nobody's not going to understand me. Now, when you get ready to make friends, or when you get ready to go different places, you know what? You already have the mindset. I'm not going to be received. They won't understand what I'm saying. And then if somebody decides to be my friend, or if I get in a relationship, guess what? It won't even last long, because it's been a cycle. So now you go in guarded, or if you don't go in guarded, you don't go in at all. Now, watch this. This is the point about finding your true identity. What happened? Because what happened, God will keep on allowing that same type of spirit to meet you and greet you, until you get to a point that, like I had just said, now you're isolated. You the only one understand you, and you really don't understand you, because you never got answers from when this thing happened the very first time. So we go back to the beginning, and then we begin to find out, who were you before the rejection started? Who were you before the abandonment or the walk, things, started crumbling in your life? And now my thing was this. This was me. At one point in my life, a couple of years ago, I didn't know that I was a people pleaser. I just thought that I was a really friendly person. But when I got around one group, I act a certain kind of way. Why? Because I had to be accepted. If I know they had low self-esteem, but to them, putting other people down made them feel good, because something inside. Now listen at this, and this, you have to really, 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 really be deliberate to talk about things like this. But because something inside of me was not healed, I didn't like feeling rejected. Because what happened to me in my childhood, I didn't like feeling abandoned. I didn't like feeling low self-esteem. I know what that feels like. And I didn't want nobody else feeling like that. So at this point, because I wasn't protected, because nobody came to my rescue, you know, and it was like looked over. So it was almost like whatever I needed, I made it happen in somebody else's life. And you know what I come to find out? Just I did my own, what they call it, self-help, and reading all these self-help books. I found out the word was codependent. I was codependent, but didn't know it. You don't hear that word in deliverance service. If you they say those that you know dealing with alcohol. If you got a spirit of alcohol, you know a spirit of alcohol. You got a spirit of homosexuality. Deliverance is in the house. You know they call us those out, but you don't hear nobody in church saying those that suffer with codependency. Those that's suffer, look like real medical term words, right? You never heard that. So when the Lord began to tell me, because I kept crying and I was like, God, what is going on with me? Like I asked a lot of questions. I asked a lot. My teacher said it too. I asked a lot of questions because I want to know. I want to know what's going on, right? So I heard the word codependency. I didn't know what it was. And then I bought the book, Codependent No More. And when I tell you that thing, that I felt like I was looking at Roxanne, but it took for me to get in an isolated place. It took for a lot of rejection. I was wondering why my marriage not working. I said, but all I'm doing is helping. All I'm doing is good. I'm coming to their rescue. I'm catching them at a low place. And then I said, no, because the thing was, I was in a low place. When I was a little child, I was vulnerable. I was helpless. I didn't have that. So the thing is, when I find somebody oh my God, I know I can feel it. I'm helping somebody. When I find somebody in a low place, when I find somebody feel like they can't speak for themselves, and and people just taking advantage of them. You know who Roxanne saw? Roxanne saw the little girl inside of her that was taken advantage of, and nobody stood up for her. So you know what Roxanne began to do? No, you will not cower out. No, you are a great person. No, I will be your voice. I will speak for you. No, hold your head up. You're not a dirt. And I don't care if they was dirty. I don't care if they was bad. It was like I was drawn to hurting people. Not all hurting people are bad people, and some of them are. But my thing was, it didn't matter. I did not want to see nobody hurting. I did not want to see nobody feeling bad about themselves. And it was like, well, honestly, Roxanne, I feel like I could talk to you. I don't know. Every time I get around you, I just feel like, I could just sit on the sofa chair and just tell my whole life story because I understood. I know what you feel like. They would admit to some wrongs that they done. They would admit that I'm not even trying to change. But you know what Roxanne would do? Roxanne will let them see the goodness inside of them, because I believe everybody got some type of goodness inside of them. So I will work with that person, and other people will look at me and say, why are you hanging with that one, or what? And I said, you just don't understand. They really don't want to be like that, but something happened in their life and they got stuck. I wouldn't tell them that, but I understood, and they appreciated that I understood, and it made them feel good to know that somebody was standing with them, somebody understood them, and somebody believed in them, and somebody started speaking words of life in them, and somebody began to tell them, you don't have to stay in that place. Even if you are wrong, you can get up and you can turn your life around. And those that wasn't wrong, don't put the blame on yourself. God has sent you help. Codependency, they are nurturers, they are rescuers. Oh my God. That's why most codependent people, they are caregivers. If you look at a lot of nurses, they are codependent people. They have to take care of those who can't take care of themselves. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, somewhere in their life, they needed that and they didn't get it. I was talking to a professor, and he said, most psychologists and people, get mad when you say that word. He said, but if you look at the field, the study of field of what people are going into, most psychologists, he said, no, really, and I come to find this out too. Psychologists, social workers, those in that area dealing with the mind, dealing with the mental state, you know what? Something happened in their life, either their mother or something happened with them, and they wanted answers. So they begin to do basically what I did. You either go get your self-help. I love this, just a little piece of my little library that I have right here, but I have a whole nother one, 2 of them, way bigger than books. finding books, reading, because I need to find out what's going with Roxanne. I have to find out what's going on with me. And the more that you start studying, the more you start reading, you'll be like, oh, you're doing all this stuff. So now you want to help somebody. You can't really help too many people without a piece of paper. You can say what you want to say. I don't need no paper. I'm already called. I'm this, blah, blah. You need a piece of, if you want to get a job, and you want to go into that field, then I don't care how much experience you have. They're going to want a little piece of paper, you know, so that you can get paid for what you're doing and you can really help, you know, and you can get the right education. So I found out that because something happened in their psyche and they wanted answers. And then once when they get answers, and then once when they realize this thing helped and this thing really worked, you know what they do? Now, because I needed that and I didn't get it, and I was surrounded around, oh, Jesus, thank you, Holy Ghost. And I was surrounded around people that had what I need, and they knew I need what they had, but they wanted me stuck in this place. But they didn't want me to know that they was really rejoicing at my downfall. They really didn't want me to know that they was against me, but they wanted me to stay clinging to them, because actually they was the one that was really in my situation, but I did not know my worth. That I did not know. I couldn't see it, because what happened? I could only see it. Hear me clearly. Hear me in the Holy Ghost. I can only see it if I made a difference in your life. So my goal to heal me, what I thought was healing me, was that whoever I came around, I had to make sure that they supersede me. Thinking like a parent, thinking like a mother, because any mother, any good leader, any good mother, any good parent, they want their children to do better than them. A good one, a good leader. They want their children to do better than them. They want their students to do better than them, because you know why? It says a lot about their leadership. It says a lot about their parenting. When they can sit back and say, you know, I went to college and I just made it to my master's degree, but I'm looking at my daughter, she got her doctorate degree and she going back for her second major, and I'm looking at this one. That make a parent feel good. Why? Because they look at everything that they poured into that child. That teacher look at everything they poured into that child. And if that don't happen, if that child fail, or if that person starts, you know, reversing or going backward, if you're not healed, if I'm not healed in the inside, I'll take it personal. Even though I gave you my best, even though I did everything I was supposed to do, but it backfired. If that person, if that little girl or whatever it is not healed inside of me, you know what happened? Here comes self-destruction. I'll go right back to where I was when I first got hurt the very first time. Because why? Now, the codependency. I'm dependent on you to make it so I can feel good about myself. The devil is a whole liar on today. Now, I didn't know it back then. He was telling the truth back then. But as I grew and I kept on seeking God, because I was like, wait a minute, Lord, something ain't right here. I know what type of life I'm living. You know, talk about you got married all them times, but guess what? I may have got married, but I was trying to do the right thing. I didn't want to live in sin. I didn't want to fornicate. I didn't want to be in a, come like some people, in a marriage. Yeah, you married, but how many people you don't slept with? Come on now. How many people you don't committed adultery with? But just to say that I'm married and your wife know about it, your husband know about it, but you want to say, but I just been married 1 or 2 times. But you're committing adultery. I can't live like that. Or you want to, you want to just fornicate and sleep with Tom, Dick, and Harry, and the men sleep with Sally, Sue, and Jane, and have all these orgies and all this, and no conviction. I'm sorry, I can't do. I can't do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it, and I didn't do it. I come say, Lord, I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to live the right way, and I'm looking. I'm like, well, hold up. And then at a point with codependency, watch this. At a point, I'm looking at every people at low lives, low levels, or whatever, and they came into my life, build them up, got them to where they gotta go, and you turn around and backfire on me. And I'm like, wait, I'm sitting back and I'm constantly having to start over. But first of all, I know favor was up on my life. I knew the hand of the Lord was up on my life. And somebody who suffered with that or had suffered with that, things don't mean nothing to them. because they got something inside. They are builders. They are nurturers. They are like, they tap into untapped potential. They come in to bring out the good in you. So if I'm coming to bring out something great inside of you, I got to have something greater inside of me. This stuff don't matter, because you know why things don't matter to people like us? Because it's not about things. Something going on in here, something going on right here. We're trying to heal or hurt that we didn't even know that we was hurting for. And our healing come from people. Oh, that's deliverance. I know I'm helping somebody. You know, they said, well, you can't, you know they're using you. They taking your car. They taking, that don't mean nothing. But the thing is, I'm making them happy. Why? Because it make me feel good to know that I put a smile on somebody. That's, no. So after a while, if you don't catch on by yourself, because I'm still talking about finding yourself, but you have to find out, how did I lose myself? What was I doing that God had to stop and say, now it's time for you to find out who you are. So when you're around certain people, you become what they want you to become. You get around another group. If this group is serious, you know, and you are joking, you know, like the clown and tell jokes, but when you get around them, you can't clown and you can't tell jokes, because they look at you like you simple and you silly. So you have to be serious, right? But you're not happy being like that all the time. Then you get around another group, they won't cuss, you know, and they say ain't nothing wrong with a few little cuss words. We just say D, you know, D-A-M, you know, we just saying that. But that don't make you feel good in the inside. But because you don't want them to reject you, you sit up there and you try to say the D word, and you feel, oh, you know, like, Lord, my mama heard you. 60 years old, told me my mama heard me saying this. Come on up, because that's not you. But you're afraid to stand up and be you, because you don't want to be rejected. You don't want them to not say that you're a good person. You don't want them not to say nice things about you. But guess what? I come to find out in this walk and this journey called life. If they don't like you, you can hit the lottery and give them the ticket. They're still not going to like you. Ha! Jesus can come down and do, and God can come down like he did Jesus and say, this is my son he can do all that, baby. If they don't like you, man, they come. The minute you do one thing wrong, they true colors coming out. And you're going to first think, Lord, all I done, and you know, I built the church and I did this, and all it took was for somebody to say one lie about me, and they believe it. They've been believing it all the while. You wasn't healed. You was too busy trying to heal the little girl. You was too busy trying to heal a 20-year hurt that you never got healed from. You didn't even see the snakes. You didn't even see the deception. You didn't see that they didn't like you. They was throwing hints, you know, throwing hints that they really don't want you around. Because why? Your light is showing them up. But you don't even want to think like that. People, of course, people will come and tell you, girl, why are you hanging around this crowd, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to hear that, because it's doing something for you on the inside. So after a while, God will allow you to stay there, because just like with me, you're going to have to go back and say, hey, this is where I messed up at, and you'll be able to help somebody else. So wearing your hair in styles that you don't even like. You don't even like them styles, but you wearing it because that's what your friends wear. Then you get in a relationship. Now the man met you dressing one kind of way, but because he's not delivered, he got a lustful spirit on him now, and what attract him, you're trying to figure out, well, I'm decent, I'm modest, and you know, and so, and you're looking at what he looking at and what he liking is totally the opposite of who you are, but you want to keep his attention. You start dressing like that, and people now, whatever people thought about you in the beginning, whatever light that you were shining is starting to become dim. Why? Because you're losing your identity. The image, especially if people watching you if you're in the spotlight, they got people watching you that you don't even know that's watching you. So they're looking at all these phases of life that you're going through. And some people watch you from the background. They don't say nothing. They just sit back and they just watch. Years and years and years, they'll sit back and they watch. And they'll be able to come back and tell you every phase that you went through, right? Because they're looking at the changes that you're going through. And to you, you don't even see it until God said, now it's time. Now it's time. So then you get to a point after you don't went through this cycle and you like, oh my, every good is being evil spoken of. And I know I said 10 minutes and I'm still going. Every good that I've done is being spoken evil of. No matter how straight and narrow I walk, you still got something to say. You know, you'll get to the point where you'll be like, you know what? I might as well do like them. I might as well go ahead on and give me 2 and 3 men. I might as well go ahead on and, you know, get through preaching and, you know, go out of town and then have me my little armor bearer waiting for me. They getting away with it and they're being elevated. Actually, they actually being asked to go on the big platforms. You start thinking like that. But God said, no. There's something inside of you say, no, but I didn't call you to be like that. That's them, but that's not who you are. You don't even have the courage to go ahead and do it. You can't even. People send you stuff up in your inbox. You get offended when they say, hey, baby, or hey, love. What you mean, hey, love? What you mean? Because something inside of you saying, this is not who you are. This is not who you are. So then it comes to a point where the isolation, a tragedy, or you just get tired. Because I'm learning. I'm getting older. I'm not getting younger. And they say at a certain point in life, you be like, it don't even matter no more, especially when the last thing you want to do is come up against somebody that don't have nothing to lose. What? At that point, it's almost like you start thinking the way that you were supposed to think years ago when you secure within yourself, when you really do have that confidence, when it's really just you and him. And if you with me, you're with me. If you're not with me, it really doesn't matter, because my hope is not built on man. My hope is built on Jesus Christ, right? That solid rock. But you're not talking like that over there. You're still trying to impress people. You're trying to prove something to people. But it comes to a point. I don't know if it's an age thing, or if I don't know if it's a thing where you say, you know what, I'm just tired. I'm really just tired. I'm really just tired. And I don't want to lose my moral ethics. I don't want to lose who I am, because if I get out that act out of character, because God have a calling on my life, God have a calling on your life, and he's sending you to the nation. He's sending you as a leader to those that's looking for somebody that's real, that don't have no hidden agendas, that don't have no ulterior motive, that don't mind saying, hey, I don't pronounce all my words right, but I tell you one thing, I could get a prayer through. I may not be able to cross all my T's and dot all my I's, but I tell you one thing, I'll stick with you until you get to where you have to go, and I don't want nothing in return. And even if you turn on me, guess what? I came in already knowing that it's like a revolving door. You come in, and then if you're tired, you got what you need. You know what? Thank you, Holy Ghost. The Lord just brought this to my attention, because I got, people can say, well, they just come in and take advantage of me. Everybody just come and take. And after they got what they want, they're going on about their business. And then, I'm like, just still standing here, but you still got more to give. Let me tell you what's going on. First of all, recognize this. And I did not forget about that losing your identity thing, because we're right up at the end. I'm getting to my conclusion. But this is the hammer that's going to hit the nail on the head, if I'm saying that correctly. Watch this. Holy Ghost just brought this to my attention. If you're worrying about people taking advantage of you, they always come in and, just take it. Some for the right reason, some for the wrong reason. It really, where I'm at, it really doesn't even matter anymore, right? But watch this. You're a tree. Every tree supposed to bear fruit. Jesus, when he saw a tree that did not bear fruit in its season, it was nothing but pretty leaves. And I'm talking about you're just pretty. You're pretty. You don't have no substance. You're like a big bowl of ice cream, right? To somebody that's obese already. No substance, no nutrition, no, you just tempting. That's it. But nothing, if you're not, nothing is there but destruction. Just pretty. You're a tree with only leaves, but you're a tree. You're a fruit tree. Watch this. How, and I don't want to say the word stupid, but how crazy would it be for an apple tree? Beautiful apple tree. Beautiful, ripe, great, delicious apples on it. Get upset when somebody come over and pick the apple and begin to eat of it. Eat from it. Eat it. Then go back and say the best apples you can ever get is right here. Then 2 or 3 people come, they pick and they eat. Then they say, oh wow, out of all these apple trees, this one right here, I like this one. It's sweet, it's crisp, and then the wind blows so nice under this tree. Some hang there. Some y'all watch this revelation. I'm trying to paint a picture. Some get the apple, they bite it, they eat, they leave. Some people just pick it and they leave. Some people get the apple, they pick it and they sit under the tree and they enjoy the wind. Some people like talking to plants, and they like talking to trees and stuff like that. That's each to their own, right? Do you? Some people sit there and they'll just start thanking God for this beautiful tree, and they start thanking God for the wind that's blowing while they're sitting under that tree. That tree represents you, right? You are a fruit tree. How dare you get mad when somebody come and pick the fruit that you have to offer and go about their business? First of all, you could not have been a fruit tree. You could have just been something pretty that people just look at it and just keep on going. They want nothing from you. You have no type of leadership skills. You have no testimony. You have nothing. You say, you talk, but you don't make no sense. It's just like a bunch of hot air just coming out your mouth. You just talking because you know English. That's all you're doing. It's like just sitting up there, look at you, talking A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then say, my Cash App number is, are you serious? Go sit down somewhere. Go and time out somewhere and pick up a book and learn a sentence, right? So here, you're a fruit tree. You got something that people want. You have something that people need. And then guess what? If it do them good, they go back and they tell. All you got to do is just like that tree. You just got to stay there. You got to stay rooted in the word of God. Get all the nutrient that you need from the Lord, and don't get mad. That's what you're there for. You're there. Yes, they going to pick on you. You're there to be picked on. Yes, they're going to come and take from you. That's what you're there for them to take from you. Some people, like I said before, they will sit by that tree and they will just enjoy. Some people will stay with you. Some people will tell you thank you. Some people will thank God for you. They got all type of things, all type of people, all type of things that would happen and that will come and show their gratitude. But you don't get mad. You know what? Just say thank you, Lord, that I got something somebody wants. Thank you, Lord, that I'm able to give life to somebody. I got something that's going to help somebody sustain through any situation of life. Long as you stay rooted, right? So that's what I'm saying. That fruit tree, that fruit. I don't know. I can't remember why I got over here, because I know that was like a little detour that I went on. But when you get to that isolated place, God will allow things, or you get to that edge and you be like, you know what? Hold up. You will stop. Because you're getting sick and tired. Now you're getting older, and you start to look around and say, hold up, something is not adding up. And everybody can't be wrong. Everybody can't be wrong. So you stop and you start doing an evaluation. So when God remove people out of your life, and you know you had the opportunity to throw some people under the bus, you had the opportunity to really tell the truth. You had the opportunity to pull a cover back, but that's not who you are. That's not who you are. And then you feel bad. You feel bad about it. And then you sit down and look like God talking to everybody. He's not telling you nothing, because in your mind, you're still trying to figure out how you could make this person like you. You're still trying to figure out, well, maybe if I go, Lord, not know. If I had 5, 10 more hands, I'll raise all of them too. By the octopus, all of them be up in the air. Wearing yourself out in ministry. What? Wearing yourself out in ministry, trying to show that you're not a bad person. And don't really want no forefront. You wearing yourself out in the background. You just want to make sure that it happened, because you're trying to prove to yourself you're not a bad person. And you're not this, because you're telling yourself this. You're trying to tell this hurting little girl, this hurting little boy who was taken advantage of when he was young. So it's like you're trying not to become a homosexual. You're trying not to look at other men. You're trying not, because why? This little boy who was touched inappropriately, and you was too ashamed to tell your dad, because especially with a man, who want to go around and say, yeah, my uncle touched me, or my uncle made me do this to him, and then still walk around and feel like a man. No, that's embarrassing. Who you talk to? Who you tell that to? And then you say, oh my God, God, you said that and watch all of this happen. What kind of God? Oh, don't act like those questions don't come now. Yes, it do. Yeah, you better be real. You don't crack up somewhere, be sitting up in a hospital rocking and shaking like this because you're trying to act like you don't feel what you really feel. Because you can't be real. And real don't mean people say, I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to keep it real. You're being provocative. You're cussing and you're dressing. You know, wait, hold on. What's with my hair? You're talking. I ain't talking about telling all your business. I'm not talking. And a lot of people say, oh, I'm just being real. Mispronouncing your words. That's not being real. That's just showing how ignorant you are. That's not being, well, then, you know. But anyway, you know, that's not being real. That's just showing that I have I have some education, but not that much. And I'm not trying to advance my education. This is just where I'm at. Okay, well, then they got a crowd that's right where you at, and y'all can have a wonderful time. But don't try to make me feel bad because I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm trying to go somewhere great in God, right? So then you get to that point when all the doors don't close. And you trying to, and people say, I just don't understand. You know, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. And then it's like, now you don't have mama there. Your mama don't went home to be with the Lord. Your daddy not there. He don't went home to be with the Lord. Your brothers and sisters, you know, the family. Because, you know, most of the time when mama and daddy, you know, they leave and they transition. And they're in the presence of the Lord. You know, they're going home to be with the Lord. Now the real family, the real family come out then. And nobody want to be bothered with you. Everybody's setting you up, blah, 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 blah. Now you're an outcast. You don't even have friends. Your friends don't got everything. Now you don't have the money. Come on now, because you was big shot. You had businesses. Hello, somebody, 3 of them. You had businesses, successful businesses. I might be saying that wrong, right? But you had the business. You had the cars. You had the influence. You had the resource. Now all this stuff God don't allow that to shrink it away. Who are you without the business? Who are you without the marriage? Who are you when you don't have the prestigious name in church anymore because they don't tainted your name? You know, Jezebel don't came in and all this jealousy don't came in and don't lied on your name, and they know they could get away with it because you're not the type of person to stand up and say something. You know, so because you don't want to make them feel bad. You know, you don't want to like, well, you know, I don't want to make them feel bad. So, you know, but God gonna vindicate me at the end. You're doing all that stuff. You're psyching yourself, right? So now at this point, who are you? Who are you without the business? Who are you when you don't have the house? Come on now, you got to move. You had the 5-bedroom house. Hello, somebody. You had the 5-bedroom house. Now you got to move into a 2-bedroom apartment. Nice neighborhood, but now you're in an apartment. What happened when you don't have the Bentley? What happened when you don't have the Mercedes? What happened when you don't have the Lexus no more? You had those prestigious friends all around you at that time. Now you got to run around in a Camry. You got to ride around in a Focus. Hint, Focus, right? What happened when you don't have you can't get in the $100 money line? What happened when, you know, you can't even get in the $20 line? Oh, wait, what happened when you can't get in the $10, the $5? Come on, we're going to the auction, $1. What happened when you got to go in your pocket and pull out change? Wait, I'm going to go lower than that. What happened when you in church and the only offering you have is a wave offering? They say, wait, and those, you know, just wave your hand. And I don't went to some churches now, they don't even want you to, they don't want the wave offering. They say, don't come to God and you don't have no offering. So I think I might find a penny on the seat somewhere. Right? You feeling bad, like, well, no, I don't really have nothing, right? But do you still feel confident? Do you still say, I'm a great man or woman of God? Do you still say, God is with me? Can you still hold your head up? Can you still go and approach people that you used to approach that was up there? You still feel qualified to be in their presence? Do you still feel like now you can go walk in Macy's and you could go walk in you know, all these big stores and stuff like that? Can you still go in the boutique to say, yeah, I just want to try this on? Or you could go into the nice jewelry store, I just want to try this on. Because at that time you was able to buy it, but this time it's like it's a fake walk. Can you still do that? How you feel then? It's not about them. How you feel then when they laugh, when you pull up? Your call making you preaching Jesus. You preaching the prosperity of God. You preaching that he gonna keep you. You preaching that he gonna make a way out of no way. And guess what? He making a way out of no way for everybody. You praying and all doors open up for everybody. But when you come down the street, As I can tell, she here already. Huh? I heard her call outside already. Ah, what? You still parking? You still park in front of the church then? Or you park around the corner because you don't want nobody to see what you're driving? Who are you? Who are you at that moment? See, at that point, when you done lost it all, when God has humbled you, come on, help me, Holy Ghost. And I know I'm helping somebody. When God has stripped you like he did Job. Job didn't do nothing wrong. Joseph did nothing wrong, but he was set up by his brother while he had a dream. Lord have mercy. And I'm a dreamer. But when you're stripped, that's when your true identity come out. When everything is taken away from you and you've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong. Not intentionally. You know, because sometimes we can, you know, you can do something wrong, but you're not intentionally doing it. You're not even aware of it because you're so hard on yourself anyway. You're so busy trying to be right. If you find out you did something wrong, you're beating your own self up. You don't need the devil to beat you up. You don't need people to bring nothing to your remembrance. You're going home and wearing your own self out. You're waking up, going to work with bags under your eyes because you don't beat your own self up. You didn't speak to that lady. I didn't even see her. But she got mad because, you know, she said, yeah, she saw me and she didn't even speak to me. And you're like, but I'm so tunnel. That's my conversations I used to have. I'm going home feeling horrible because somebody said I didn't speak to them, but I'm so tunnel. And I'm like, oh, then I said, you know, I need to be more cautious. But if I start looking, because I'm a seer, I'm a prophet, I hear stuff. I see more than what I normally see. So I try to stay tunnel because I can look at one person, but if I scan the whole crowd, I'll see so much I'll get dizzy. Seriously. I try not to hear. I don't want to hear, right? So I try to stay tunnel, not disrespecting nobody, but I'll go home and beat my own self up. Because what people saying, yeah, she thinks she walk with her head up. Well, I don't want to walk with my head down. I'm already short. I got to at least look, I put 2 more inches on, keep my head up just so I can be a little 2 more inches higher because I'm already, then I'm trying to make excuses. So what happened? Now you're by yourself. You don't have nobody. And guess what? And at that part, nobody calling, nobody checking on you. You know, you have to learn how to do you was there helping people learn how to fill out a job application. You was teaching them, you know, ethics and making sure that you wearing yourself out going to job one. Not for you, but you want to get resources to help somebody get a job. You want to say, well, you know, I'm going to help you I'm going to teach you how to get on the computer and type. I'm going to teach you doing all of that. Now here comes your hour of need. Like that song said, where they at, where they at, where they at? Look for 'em, look for 'em, look for 'em. But you got to stay positive because then people now they're saying, let's see how she act now. She don't have her children. She don't have her husband. I heard she moved in an apartment. Let's see how she act then. At that point, that's when the true you, what you really made of, because at this point it's like, you either can let the real, who you really are come out, or you can keep on faking it. But most of the time, 9 times out of 10, codependent people, they can't be fake because like they're trying to find out who I am, where I'm at, who I was, they left me, who I was finding myself in, they left me. Like some people, I said it before, they get married to a prestigious person, whether it's male or female. A male may marry a woman that's in position on her job. She may be the CEO over this. And I'm saying the word nobody, but I'm just saying his name may not have been as an influence, somebody that would draw attention, or a leader, you know, making an impact, making a difference. So he married, so he want to feel like somebody, he want to feel important, so he married somebody important, and his identity come in her. Because you know why? When they introduce him, they say, well, who is that? Oh, that's Jackie's husband. Just saying Jackie's name covers him. He just came out of jail. He could have just came off the street, whatever. Got through mugging, raping, and mugging somebody. But that's Jackie's husband. So because he's connected with Jackie, or he's under Jackie's name, that says a lot about him. So now people start judging him the way they would judge Jackie. Here come the next one. Lord Jesus, I was about, no, I ain't gonna say that. Okay, let's say, because I know I'm church. I've been brought up in church. I'm a PK. All my mom, they kept me sheltered. Everybody in my family, let me tell you this, it's so funny. My grandmother had 14 kids. We so into Christ and so grounded and rooted. All my uncles and all my aunties, they all have biblical names. And 14, so they got 14 biblical names. So you can imagine what we, especially me, because the hand of the Lord was up on me. So you can imagine what we was going through, right? So being sheltered, all we knew was church. We had church jokes. We would go after church because all my uncles, all my great uncle, my grandfather, they was pastors. So when we go home as little kids, we would go home and we sit back and we observe, and we'll go home and we'll start having church, because the young children could not be in the room with the adults, because they go and talk about what really happened in church, and the children can't be a part of that conversation because back then you respect, just a respect. So we'll go in the back and we'll start, I'm gonna be Sister Dawson. I'm gonna be Rev. I'm gonna be, Sister McLawrence. And we just have our little fun and stuff like that. So as you grow, so now that's why I say that, because I can basically only use church jokes. I mean, not church jokes, but church examples, because that's all I can relate to. You may be able to relate to, CNN, upper stuff. This is where I'm at, right? So I can only flow. That's what I learned in finding myself. You can only flow where you at, and don't feel bad because your level is right here and somebody else's level is over there. That don't take away from nothing. I'm still a seed and you're a seed. I talk about, this ain't a pearl, but talk about them pearls. This is just you're a pearl, I'm a pearl, but this is my journey. This is my process, and you got your process, right? So this is where I'm at, and I'm on a church level, right? So a lot of my examples going to be with church until God enlarge my territory and send me out some more, and I'll have some better examples, right? So now here comes I don't want to say the church. Oh, let me see, how can I say her? She's like the friendly church lady, right? Friendly with all the males in the church. Let's keep it decent. Let's keep it, right? So here is the friendly church lady that's very friendly with all the preachers and all the guest preachers when they come in town. She's well known for being a very good host, right? So now the host want to feel important. So the host married a bishop, or the host married somebody. Now, outside of that, she's, don't really have an identity, because for her to be for her to operate the way she's operating, something inside of her was taken away. She needed to be, something was taken away. So now I want to feel important. I want to feel. So now I'm a married Bishop Tutu. So what happened? Now she's married to Bishop Tutu. Whenever somebody see her, isn't that they say, no, girl, that's Bishop Tutu wife. So now whoever Bishop Tutu is, it speaks for her. So now her identity is in Bishop Tutu. But who are you without Bishop Tutu, right? So this is where I come in at. So now everything that made you your business, I was a businesswoman, I was an entrepreneur. But guess what? The funny part about it, I wasn't even trying to be a businesswoman when I was a little girl. You know what? Because what happened to me, when my teachers, seriously, I wish some of my teachers was around. They would say, Roxanne, well, their teachers always ask you that. And I'm in school now to be an educator, to be a teacher. English, concentration, English, educational studies, concentration, English. That's why I'm working really hard on my English. Teacher would ask me, they say, Roxanne, what do you want to be when you grow up? Everybody else will say, I want to be a doctor. I want to be a nurse. I want to be this. They ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a wife and have children. And I want to make my husband happy. And I want to keep the house cute. And I want to be pretty. What little child say stuff like that? I just want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. I want to keep my house pretty. And I want to bake and cook. That's what I wanted. I want to protect my children. I'm not listen, hold up, because somebody will take this and run and say, yeah. Not that my mother didn't protect me. My mother worked. My mother was a single parent. My mother worked. She went to school, and she wanted to make sure that I had a roof over my head, and then she put me in the care of a family member that we trusted, right? I don't want to tell people business, but things had happened. They happened, right? So so now my thing was, I want to be what I didn't see. I want to be a wife. I want to be a mother. I want to have a lot of kids, and I want to bake. I love baking, and I just want to keep my house, just stuff like that. So what happened? And because that is my calling, that is my area, the enemy attacked me in that. So the thing is, that was my dream. That was my heart. So now what happened? When that is taken away, I was trying to find got married, had the children, trying to, I was overprotected. Listen at this. I was overprotected over my kids. Over. I'm 4'11". Let me tell you, my child, my second child, somebody took her phone at school. And she reminded me so much of me. And a lot of times we'll see ourselves in our children, right? So she was like the sensitive side, the insecure side. That was all my insecurities. That was all my weakness was in my second child. And so I saw it, and I was like, I'm here for you. I was like, not Penny Mama, but I was like, Jack of Spade Mama. I'm gonna get you sucker. Or I was Jack of Spade. Oh, Jack of Spade Mom. I was her, right? And so when she came home and she didn't have her phone, and I was like, well, Courtney, where's your phone? She said, oh, Mom, one of the girls, she took it from school. She said, but that's okay. That's me. But that's okay, Mama. She probably was unfortunate, and, she probably really needed it. I said, yeah. I said, oh, yeah. I said, you going to take her for it? You going to make an excuse for it? That's me. People would do me stuff. What Roxanne would do, make an excuse for them. Well, they probably didn't mean to hurt my feelings. Well, they make an excuse because I don't want them to feel bad. I don't want them to get in trouble because what's going to happen? You the reason why this happened to me. Because then there I go. I'm a troublemaker, and I'm the reason for it's my fault. Why? Because I felt like it was my fault for what happened to me when I was a little girl. So I try to make sure that I do nothing where nobody can point the finger and say it's your fault. But see, the enemy know that. That's why the whole time it's your fault. You didn't do this and you didn't do this, and keep me trying to do things right. People pleasing. When I saw that spirit, I said, we're going to break that spirit up. I recognize it. Why? Because it was a part of me. So that's a lot of times you will recognize something on somebody else that you dealt with, and once when you conquer that thing, you got the anointing to destroy it. And my thing was, I said my child would not go through life making excuses for people taking advantage of her. She would not go through life thinking things are her fault. She don't want them to feel bad. She feels sorry for them. And you know what Mama did? Little bitty old Roxanne going to one of them little ghetto schools. I didn't. One of them schools where they had the security guards at the door. Got it. I went there, and I went looking for the girl. I said, I said, no, you're gonna get you some boldness. I said, you're gonna get you some bold. I said, you're not gonna get up in age like where I'm at to start saying I'm sick and tired because you don't have so many people taking advantage of you, and you too busy trying to see the good in everybody. I said, we're gonna conquer this demon right here. We're going to conquer it. Mama, it's okay. I said, oh, yeah, all right. Oh, okay. Mama went to that school, and Mama went to the principal office, and Mama sat up in there. Make a long story short, I saw that big 6-foot-tall girl thought she was going to walk up on me and say, I ain't got nothing. I said, first thing you're going to do, you're going to tone your voice down because you're talking to a straight-up woman. You're talking to an adult. I don't know how you was raised, but you're talking to an adult, and y'all had to look up at her. I ain't care. I said, and you had my daughter phone. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got, doing all that stuff. And Courtney was like in the corner shaking and, all that stuff. Like she's scared like the girl gonna get her once when I leave. Little bitty old me. I said, nobody not going nowhere until my daughter get her phone. That whole day we sat there. And when they saw that I wasn't afraid, the girl didn't have the phone that day, but I guarantee you, I got her mom's phone number, and I let her mom know, who I was. I wasn't, you don't have to get ghetto. You don't have to get ignorant because parents half the time don't know what their children doing. They came home told my friend gave me this phone. My friend told me, she don't even use it no more, making up all these lies. And that's what happened. But when the girl came to school the next day, and she saw me sitting in the office early in the morning, and Courtney was like that. I said, Courtney, you're going to sit right next to me. I said, because I want you to face your fear. Face your fear. I said, you don't have to walk in fear. The devil will not have you growing up living in fear. The little security guard, he was so nice, and all this stuff like that. And we had just went through a traumatic moment at that time. So I was at that was the point where that was my turning point. I was already sick and tired. We had just came out of a traumatic moment. And I said, I'll be darned if the devil gonna put this fear on my children. Not now while Roxanne Russ is breathing and walking this earth, right? I guarantee you one thing, we got that phone back. got that phone back, and those people at that school, they will always call me to come over and talk to the children. They were to do empowerment speeches to motivate the kids, you know, talk about the stealing, talking about their self-esteem, talking about their self-worth, you know, the problems they have at home. And sometimes they look for their parents to take a stand. But what Roxanne had to go through something to get that boldness. Yes, I did, right? Back to where I'm at. So now all this stuff is the children, your job, your business, your home, all that stuff is taken away, and you have to live off the government assistance. I say if it's the government assistance. How about if you get rejected from government assistance? Who does that? How about anything, you know, where you at now? Can you still go to church? Because you remember you was the church lady. You was the big encourager. You was the motivator. You was the one that brought the sunshine everywhere you went. Everybody was glad to see you. Now everything is taken away. What are you going to do at that moment? Who are you? What come out of your mouth? Do you keep yourself up, or do you walk around with rollers in your hair and, you know, and I don't have no reason to get dressed. My husband left me. You know, I don't have no reason to get up and do this. They gone. What I'm going to do? Every word, every scripture that was deposited inside of you, that's the time where it starts to see if it was real, right? And then when you by yourself and you don't have nobody to talk to, when you by yourself and you don't have nobody to impress, when nobody not looking for you to show up, and you say, what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? Start finding out what makes you happy. And then try to find out, I don't know what makes me happy. So what you do, here's the key. To find out what it is that make you happy, what you like to do. You know what you do at that moment? Start thinking about everybody life that you was a part of and the role that you played in their life, and see how did it make you feel. Try to be that person. When you got around your business people, and you know you had to carry your briefcase, and you had to, you know, have your papers all organized, and did you really like that? Did you like being organized all the time? Did you like carrying a briefcase? Did you like getting there 10 minutes earlier, you know, because, you know, you had to, or did you want to be like, look, my car, you know, whatever, and say, well, if you know what I mean, well, what you gonna do? I mean, you could, okay, well, they did it, and it was free. They felt good about it. Not that they felt good about it, but they felt free to be themselves, because the thing was, why they felt like you needed them. They felt that's how confident they felt within themselves. You need me, right? So why you can't get to the point where you say, well, how you really feel? Well, no, the joke really wasn't funny. And don't feel bad, and don't feel bad. Express how you feel, how it made you feel to tell the truth about when somebody asks you a question, and you really want to be able to tell them the truth, but then say, but I might hurt their feelings. Was they worried about hurting your feelings when you asked them a question? Come on now. Was they worried about how you felt when they called you and just like you a garbage can, and they dumped all their trash on you, and then when they was finished talking, they got the phone, they gone, and here you sitting here with not only your stuff that you dealing with, but now you got a whole bunch of somebody else trash all on top of you. You got to try to find you. Come on. So why you can't say, you know, I just want to say how I feel. Can I express my feelings? I gave you a chance to express. Can you do that? How that make you feel to express yourself? Express how you feel. And then if they don't want to hear you, how it make you feel when you say, well, you know, I respect that you don't want to hear what I have to say, because that's your feelings, and I respect your feelings. But I ask for the same thing in return, to respect my feelings. And I would like to talk at this moment. You could cut some people down without saying one curse word. You could cut some people down and you could cut some people down and don't have to, you know, roll your neck and get all ghetto. You could just be as classy and ladylike and make them feel just like this. Why? Because how it makes you feel. You want to be free. I'm just saying, I'm going to talk about me, because you may not want to be free. You may just, you know, like, girl, look, you're confident within yourself. So now the people gone, the job gone, you know, all this other stuff gone, and it's just you and God. And then at that point, that's when you begin to find your identity. God, who am I? Not just spiritually. I know I'm made in your image, and, you know, I get all the scriptures, but who am I for real? What's my purpose for being here? Who am I assigned to? You know, do I really like helping people? Do I, you know, do I really like going the extra mile to make sure somebody else get what they need to get? Do I really like that? And then what happened after you do it? You sit back and check yourself. How that made me, not them, because now it's about you. Because watch this. Sometimes it takes for some people to constantly have these headaches, have anxiety attacks, things happening all in your body. You're worn out, you're tired, you're 33 years old, and you're looking like you're 62 years old. You're stressing yourself out, and then you're sitting back, you're like, wait a minute, I'm worn out, tired, but I promise, Sister Janice, I was going to bring her to the grocery store. You stay way in Metairie. Janice stay in Slidell, and the store is 2 blocks away from her, but she don't feel like going, but she knows you gonna make her happy. So you're gonna come from Metairie and drive to Slidell to go 2 blocks down the street because she didn't have no gas in her car, or her tire was on the flat, and nobody in her neighborhood, she didn't even think about calling or didn't want to call because she want you to come, and you don't want to hurt her feelings. You don't want her to feel like nobody is there for her, because that's how you felt that one time. Huh? What? You'll get to that part. Janice pick up that phone and said, my car done broke down again. And they come with them little sad story to play on your sympathy. And you say, and I do stay in Metairie, right? And I don't have that much gas in my car. And actually, I'm tired. And then, the first time you do it, you're going to be like, because you're on the phone, so they don't have to see you, right? So you be like, I'm tired. Because you start saying how you feel. Because at this point, first of all, they say it's crazy, but it ain't crazy. You talking to your own self because you don't have nobody else to talk to. So now you're sitting around talking, I ain't even like this. Man, it was this. So you just like having this big old conversation because you understand you. And at that point, you're starting to like you because you understand you. And you're all right with you. Like, what, you're all right. You all right? You having fun all by yourself, right? So when Janice called with that, and I'm just making up names. So when Janice called with that foolishness, right? That's killing your vibe, because you in this place is you and God, but you just in this place, you sitting back and you thinking about all kind of stuff. You doing what you like to do because nobody is there to make you feel like you have to be a certain kind of way, right? So she called it killing your vibe. You're not used to saying how you feel as of yet, right? But that's your opportunity. God is working on you, right? He's setting you up. He's setting you up to be your authentic self. So now Janice called playing and manipulating mind game and manipulating game, playing on yourself, it's playing with your little heart or whatever. And at this point, you're so used to talking to yourself out loud, you slip. I'm gonna say slip. You slip and say, but I'm tired. You be like, you trying to go loud like this. You're on the phone, right? And then you're like, weren't you there? And she said, well, I know you're tired. And you be like, she understanding I'm tired. So, well, look, I tell you, if you can't get no ride by tomorrow, you call me. But what happened is little baby steps. You're expressing how you feel, and you want that person to respect how you feel. Janice didn't feel bad. She wasn't worried about your feelings, asking you to leave from Metairie to come to Slidell to bring her around the corner for some eggs, because she was down to her last 2. Come on, I'm serious. People do stuff like that when they know they can take advantage of you. Yes, indeed, right? So, but God giving you little baby steps to take. And then when you get off the phone, you start having another big old, because you can't call nobody and tell them nothing, because they take your business. Yeah, Janice, she called me and told me. So now you can only trust yourself. So you're telling yourself, I can't believe she sat up here and called me and gonna ask me. Your neighbors thinking that you got company, and they don't even know you're just having a big old. And so what happened? When you go out in public, after a few minutes of doing that, a couple of days, a couple of months of doing that, you feeling you cracking your own jokes, you having your own, you just like, you don't even realize that people not calling, it doesn't phase you if you're being accepted, because now, and you're starting to glow, your whole appearance is changing, you're starting to dress the way you feel. So I ain't like dressing like that anyway. I'm not gonna say I like coming somewhere late, but if I do get there late, I'm human. Okay, so, and if you do fire me, it ain't like I ain't never lost nothing anyway. And you so confident because you look at the seeds that you plant in other people's life. Another door open, guess what? You can close all the doors you want. You can't take what's inside of me, baby. I'm the gift. I'm the seed. I'm going to bloom wherever I'm planted. And then you'll get to the point, you'll be like, you start looking at everybody that basically connected with you, everybody you came in contact with. Greatness came. Something great always. It was never nothing bad. But say, Lord have mercy. You know, you start thinking good about yourself. You start thinking, yeah, it is. Yeah. And then you don't feel bad because it's not that you're being arrogant. It's not that you're being cocky. You finally being confident. Everybody else confident within themselves. Why you can't be confident within yourself? And you're really doing good. You're really smart, right? But all that happened, and I have been on here too long, but all an hour. And I was supposed to be on here for 10, 15 minutes. But hey, Roxanne, I found out Roxanne likes to talk. And I'm used to talking to myself as well. So it's like kind of natural to me. But the thing is, you're confident within yourself. So what happened? Now God said you're ready because you'll be able to stand in any situation. You will be your authentic self, regardless if they're with you or they're not with you. You'll get to the point and say, hey, you know, whoever on the Lord's side, because you so sure of who you are, not within you, but within God. You be like, hey, I tell you like this, you can take all of that. It don't even matter, babe. Take it. But as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. I don't care what you're doing. And guess what? I'm not even bowed. I'm not going to even try to impress you. Who's with Janice or who's with Leroy? Who's with Tommy? We going this way. And then if you don't decide to come with me, I'm a team all by myself. God will connect me. And I'm saying me, but I'm saying when you're talking, I'm saying me. So I'm not just saying like I'm sitting up here just being selfish. No, I'm talking as if you're talking. I'm talking for you. So when you do look up in the mirror or when you do stand up to somebody or a group of people, you'll be saying stuff like this. If you're with me, you praise the Lord. And if you're not with me, praise the Lord, because you understand freedom of choice. People die for people's freedom of choice. That's your choice. You have your choice and I have my choice. If you don't see nothing great inside of me, that don't mean greatness is not inside of me, but something had to happen for you to get to that point. So I don't see this and I don't see that. Well, then maybe you need to, well, that's your prescription on your glasses. I know. See, God will challenge you to see, do you really know who you are? That people try to make you feel like they made you. Really? Walk away and I'm going to show you. I say, walk away and I'll show you if you made me or not. Because and at that point say, God, now I've been standing for you all the while. God, I've been saying this for you all the while. They say they made me. They say if it wasn't for them, this would not happen. I took a stand for you because I know you my provider. I know you my sustainer. I know you the one that got me covered, not looking like what I went through. But they figured because they gave me an outfit that they made me. They figured that because they gave me a pair of earrings when I couldn't find mine that I own them. Every time I go somewhere, I gotta give you credit. I get tired. No, I don't want to give you credit no more. I'm tired. Take your earrings here. Take them. I'm tired. And then you still feel good about yourself. Please take, girl, here. Take your shoes. Take them because I'm tired of saying, I thank the Lord that you know, Brenda gave me a pair of shoes. You know, I thank the Lord for these shoes Brenda gave me. First of all, they hurt my feet anyway. Take them. I'm tired. I'll walk around I'll put some tape on my feet and walk. That's when you're confident. And then guess what? You can walk around with the tape on your feet and everything, and it still won't take away from who you are because, woo! God got you. You have tape on your feet and it's such an anointing. God have you so covered. People be thinking that's a new style because they see something inside of you and they say, oh, you know, that's cute. Girl, where you got that from? Like, babe, you just don't know. But the joy, the glow is there because you're happy within yourself. But it took for this isolation. But then you got to the root of your problem. You found out what the problem was. And so now you can stand. You can stand in any situation. And no matter who you get around the Obama, you could get around, I don't watch too much TV, so I don't know big people, you know, TV stars now, but you get around the movie stars, you get around the entertainer, and you'll feel just as important as they are. Get to church, it don't matter, get to church. Acknowledge everybody in the church and don't tell me nothing. I still know who I am in God. You don't have to say nothing. When I stand up or when I open my mouth, the anointing will speak. You'll tell me who I am. How about that? But that's that, not in yourself, but that's confidence in God. And where that boldness come from, where that confidence come from, when everything is taken away from you, when you're in that isolated place, that's that pearl, that's that shell. Remember I told you my ministry, pearls of wisdom. When that shell closes up, something is being created. Something beautiful is coming out of that isolation. Something is beautiful and priceless, but it's a process that nobody, God will keep you covered. That's why I'm so glad he gave me pearls of wisdom. God will keep you covered and bring you through your process. That when that pearl, when it's time for that shell to open up, something beautiful. You can't explain, you can't walk, you can't sit there and dictate the process of how pearl actually developed, because why? It's something that came from outside, that came from that oyster. So it's something that came from, when you stand up, you get ready, you run for governor, you run for president, well, you become a teacher, you become the president in your school, and people are like, well, you know, but how you become so bold? How you become? It's something inside of me already. I didn't even know what's in. I knew I had something, but I couldn't really put my hand on it because I was trying to find it in people. I was trying to find it in places, and I was trying to find it in things. And the only way the true me was going to come out is when I got in a place, an isolated place, and it was just me and God. And he began to show me my good, my bad, and my ugly, and he still accepted me, and he still loved me, and he still told me how precious I was in his sight. He reminded me of everything, even in bad people. I don't want to sit up here and act like I've never done nothing wrong. Yeah, I've done wrong. Yes, and some things I did intentionally. Who haven't? And I can say it and don't feel bad about saying it, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. We all have sin. So I'm not sitting up here like I'm some angel, like I'm some angel and I never done nothing wrong and people were just been after me to, you know, to discredit me. No, I've done some things wrong, but it ain't like I'm trying to live a wrong life. They got some people out just to live a wrong life. But once when you get in that place, and I am tired, so I'm closing this out, finding your authentic self, you won't find out who you really are, what you like, what make you happy. Don't be like that lady on Coming to America when she was about to marry Eddie Murphy. He said, well, what do you like to do? Whatever you like to do. Well, where do you like to go? Wherever you like to go. Yes, indeed. Oh, no, boo-boo. Oh, that used to be. It used to be. What? Who are you? Which one? Right? And don't even feel bad about it. She's like, well, then, all right, then. You go ahead on with your saying, you know, and I'll be right here enjoying and just as happy as I want to be. Can't take this joy away from me. You walking around mad, you know, walking like you're constipated and all this stuff like that, because, and I'm just as happy and free as I want to be. What? This joy I have, the world didn't give it. Huh! Like my grandmother said, and the world showed enough. Them old people had them, put them words together. Show enough. N-U-F-F. Show enough. Can't take it away. I thank God. When it was in the Bible, Paul said, it was good that I've been afflicted. It's good. Where you at right now, evidently, and especially if you're listening to me, God wants your authentic self. He wants you to be, you can't be real with nobody else until you be real with yourself and accept who you are, accept everything about you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and still be able to stand and say, I am who God said I am. And every promise he spoke over my life, everything he had for me, before I close my eyes, I am going to get it. Right? So if he called you to be a history maker, a world shaker, whatever it is that God called you to be, allow him to let you get in touch with your authentic self. Find out who you are first before you come try to make me fall in love with you. Find out who you are first before you ask me to connect with you. And I'm saying me, but anybody. Find out, because according, well, who, you know, what you have to offer me. And don't feel like, oh, Lord, find out, I wonder what she likes so I can tell her what she wanted here so she can, this is the reason why she wants. No, this is what I have to offer. You know, I bake cookies. And that's it. I'm sorry. I dress like a movie star and, you know, like I'm a big businesswoman, but I bake cookies. And I put them on saran wrap because I don't have, you know, my labels yet. They taste them cookies. They be like, girl, what? We call it Walmart. Next thing you know, you're a big-time multi-millionaire. You already saw yourself as a millionaire, but you wasn't afraid to say, I bake cookies. I look like, you know, I look like I belong on TV. I look like I'm supposed to be in the conference office, but I bake cookies. And I don't use the name brand ingredients. What? But I know I'm a multi-billionaire. All it's going to take is that one good connection. And what, because you got confidence, right? Go through that process. Now, ironing, I hope this was my assignment. That's that one I'm accountable to. That's my mentor. She gonna say, Roxanne, it was very good. I like her. She gonna say that was very good, Roxanne. It was very. She gonna tell me the good. She gonna critique me. It was it was encouraging, and I saw your audience, and I saw you was there. She gonna tell me, but that was not your subject. See, Roxanne, you have to learn how to stay with your subject. That's not what I told you to do. We say I'm confident within myself. Say, all right, amen. All right, thank you. I'm not gonna go home and be like, oh, I don't disappoint her. So now she gonna look at me like this. I'll be like, all right, Roxanne, next time to pay attention when she give out your assignment. You gotta start paying attention, Roxanne. Because why? I have grown. So Ani, I'm ready. I'm not gonna take it to heart. I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm not gonna have a pity party. I'm not gonna beat myself up because Roxanne is confident. Roxanne still going, and guess what? If she give me another assignment and I wind up forgetting what it was and come up and do something totally opposite, guess what? Because we're growing and she's there to help and mentor me, she'll be like, Roxanne, you did it again. You did it. And I'll be like, yeah, I did. I'm getting there. I'm not going to feel bad about myself because I know me. And I'm okay with me. But some things you're going to have to change because I want to be better. I tell my pastor this all the time. I want to be better. So I hang around people that's going to pull out the best. That's further than where I'm at. I don't want to be with people that's on the same level with me. No, be further, be advanced because I want to be better. Thank you, Ani. I appreciate this. And if I'm wrong, then guess what? We'll be right next time, hopefully. I pray y'all was blessed and enjoyed my class, my homework assignment. Thank you for hanging there with me. Love you. Be your authentic self, whoever it may be. All right.